Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are all doing great. Happy Monday, wherever you are. Hope it is beautiful where you are because I know in Sussex world, it is grand. It doesn't matter what is going on in the world. It is grand. It is amazing. We are happy. We're excited. We want nothing else. I mean, at least that's how I feel. I'm just assuming you feel the same way too. So, in our world, all is well, everything is peachy, our faves are doing great, and we don't care what else is going on in the world. We are all just happy. So, welcome, everybody. Hello, all of my friends in the chat. Hope everyone is hearing me well. Hello to, let's see who is here today. You can give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you're hearing me. Fancy is here and Church Nelly is here. Hello, Church Nelly, and all of our wonderful squaddies out there in South Carolina. Hello. And Church Nelly giving us a thumbs up. And anything you need, any links for this podcast or for our faves website or all the projects that they're doing, just about, you can check Church Nelly's post, and she has really just kindly posted all of them in the chat. I am so grateful just for you doing that, Church Nelly. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And so if you're here and it's your first time here, or even if you've been here a lot and you just have not already, please go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. Help us build the channel. It is slowly growing. Thank you to all of you who've already donated or subscribed or shared or however else you've contributed. Thank you all so much. And if you're able, join the channel. That would be amazing as well. And so thank you, Church Nelly, for putting all of our faves links in there as well. As you can see, American Riviera Orchard and all of our fave stuff, including Sente Bali and everything. Church Nelly just have them all there. So any of the links you need, please go ahead and check Church Nelly's post and you can just click on them. All the links are there. So thank you, Church Nelly. And who else is here? Rafaela is here. Hello, Rafaela. Kanitha is here, and Perlina and Sonia. And who else is here? At least in the chat, we have some of our listeners that are not, or people viewing that are not in the chat. So hello to you as well. Let's see, who else is here that I did? Oh, Khadijah and Connie Bama. Hello, Connie Bama, hanging out with us from Switzerland. Hello. Who else is going to scroll down quickly? Dawn is here. Hello, Dawn. And Gwen is here. Hello, Gwen. How are you? And all of our friends coming in, we'll say hello as we go along. We have, one more. Anne Gormley is here. Hello, Anne. She's like, oh, great, I caught it live. I'm happy you caught it too. But for those of you who can't catch the live, it's on replay. It's there. You can just get it all the time. But to our faves, Amira Ngozi Lolo and Mahali. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, squaddies, I'm telling you, on X, we're going to totally get sick of Tina and Michelle. Well, really, Tina. Because, she's not going to let us live down the fact that Amira and Ngozi Lolo and Mahali are going to be coming to Nigeria. We're never going to hear the end of it until after they leave. And probably for the rest of the year, because she's going to be celebrating for the entire year. And we're all going to go crazy because we're all jealous. And so... And I'm going to pretend I'm not jealous at all. And then it'd be like, oh, shut up. But really just being jealous. So we will not hear the end of this from Tina at all. So if you don't know Tina, Sussex Squad podcast on X. And she and Michelle and quite a few others were basically pioneers for the squad. So Tina really taught me everything I needed to know on YouTube. Kindly showing me how to create a YouTube channel, Pamela and I. Oh, by the way, I ran into Pamela the other day. She says, hello. She'll probably join me one day, maybe sometime this year or next year, who knows? But she is busy working. So if you're listening, Pam, hello, how are you? But she says hello to everyone because I told her people still ask about her. So she was very happy to hear that. So, but she is busy with her life. So we wish her well. So, anyways, Mahali and Amira Ngozi Lolo will be in Nigeria in May next month. In a few, well, really, next month is what, in a day or two. And so we don't know exactly what day they're going to be there yet, but such wonderful, wonderful news. And obviously, the minute we heard that news, we went right back to to them at Invictus Games in Dusseldorf, and Harry and Meghan hanging out with the Nigerian aunties. They were all there, and some uncles as well, and all embracing. I mean, that's the one thing about African people, it just the love. They just love and love and love, and you just can't help feeling loved. And it's just, oh my goodness, it just warms your heart and just really, your heart just explodes with love. And I mean, just this picture alone, you could tell just the love that's there and the joy. I mean, you can't help yourself when you're around that much love. You can't help but just smile and laugh. And it just, oh, it's just so wonderful. I'm so happy for them. And I'm assuming they're taking their kids too. I know that if there's one place that Harry would want to introduce his children is to his friends and family there in different, I mean, right now we know they're going to Nigeria. I would assume because Harry has different charities around different parts of Africa that maybe they'll be visiting others too. I wouldn't, for example, be surprised if they visit Botswana, Lesotho, and Botswana, because that's where Sentebale is. They just did the whole fundraiser for Sentebale, and I remember the what is she, the CEO, or I forgot what her title is with Sentebale. She even mentioned about them coming to Africa during the polo match when they were there. She even mentioned that, but she said that there were no dates attached to it. They never got a chance to celebrate their wedding. I remember her talking about that, and I was like, oh. And then so I would assume since they're there, if they would be in Nigeria, that Botswana, Lesotho would be, and again to visit Prince Cecil, his other brother. Of course, I could totally see that. I could totally see him visiting Camfed. Camfed is in different areas. What country is Camfed again? I can't remember, but I could totally see them doing that. Visiting other charities that they visited in South Africa could be another thing. I mean, again, I don't know. I'm just thinking. Maybe they spend their whole summer in Africa. Who knows? On the continent of Africa. That would be amazing. And so I wouldn't complain. But these photos, again, this is Meghan embracing her Nigerianness with the Nigerian flag at Dusseldorf. And here is more Meghan and Harry and their aunties. I mean, you look at these and you can't help but smile. You literally can't help but smile. The joy. That's why it's all my thing is always go where you're loved, go where you're celebrated, where your humanity is appreciated and celebrated. And why would you want to be anyplace else? I mean, look at this. Look at the love. Look at the acceptance. You could just feel the relax. Harry and Meghan just so relaxed in their company because they know they're loved. They know that they are, and it's not because of titles or any of those things. It's just African people just love. I mean, it's just who we are. And so I love that. Our people are amazing. So I'm so happy that Harry and Meghan chose Nigeria. Of course, Meghan is 40% Nigerian, as she said. And, again, Tina and Michelle, and especially Tina, are never going to let us live that down. So there you go. So Yeah, so I'm sure you guys are, as excited as I am just to see. I mean, just looking at these photos again from Invictus is just so absolutely amazing. I'm just like, oh, I so look forward to the next Invictus game. So this was the first time we heard about this yesterday. It was Daily Times Nigeria, and I wasn't even sure. I'm like, is this real? Because I had not heard of the Daily Times Nigeria before, so I wasn't even sure. I didn't want to even, but yeah, I didn't know, and it was exciting to see. But I was like, is this real? Are they gonna go? I mean, so I didn't say anything about it until I was like, okay, let's just kind of get some kind of other confirmation, like maybe the Nigerian Defense Force or something. And lo and behold, says the Defense Headquarters DHQ has expressed its honor and delight for the acceptance of the Duke and Duchess and Duchess, His Royal Highness Prince Harry, and his wife Duchess of Sussex Meghan, to visit Nigeria in May 2024. And he goes on a little bit more. Second paragraph down here, it says during their stay in the country, they'll be meeting with service members and will be hosted to arrays of cultural activities. It could be recalled to Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, founded Invictus Games, an international multi-sporting event which offers recovery pathway for international wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women. It also gives soldiers awareness and a recognition in society to support their path in rehabilitation. The Invictus Games is about 500 participants at the last outing and 21 nations in attendance, including Nigeria, which made a headways with gold and silver at its first outing last year. And of course, last week I posted a spotlight on the gold medalist, Peacemaker. So if you haven't watched, the spotlight is about 11 minutes spotlight on Peacemaker. Such an amazing young man. He's only 24 years old. He is an amputee, and with Team Nigeria from the Nigerian, military, and such an amazing young man, such amazing passion to give back and just take the inspiration he got from Prince Harry and Meghan and Invictus Games and just really give back to the hospital that really helped him when he was injured, and he give back to the men and women who are in that hospital, go back and encourage them to help them to see that, hey, they too can achieve what he has achieved. And so it's really, really wonderful. He has a whole website. So if you have not seen the episode, please see it, because all proceeds from that episode, anything, will be going to donating to Pieces. And Peace was on our podcast, two Sundays ago. And she's talking about the fundraiser, and Peacemaker also applied to get the grant. So we are doing a fundraiser to help that. So all proceeds from that video, from that spotlight video, whatever it makes from YouTube, whatever, is going towards that fundraiser. So please, if you have not watched it, please go ahead and watch it and give it some, give it some money so we can donate it. So it is really, really wonderful. So Peacemaker is so amazing. Again, he's a young kid. He's like 24 years old. And so it was really, really nice interviewing him, and with Peace, and also with Oki, who is the photographer that took all those amazing videos and also those amazing photos that we have from Team Nigeria. Oki is the one that, the photographer. So I'm going to do a spotlight on him as well, just about his journey to where he is photographing and videotaping the, or at least filming, not videotape. Hello. Dating myself here. And so just to see his journey as well to Invictus. So very, very exciting things coming out of Team Nigeria. I look forward to getting amazing photos and videos from Harry and Meghan when they're there. I'm like, Peacemaker was like, are you coming to Nigeria? I'm like, I wish, but I can't, unfortunately. Have a job in New York. I have to do, and I'm did not have any kind of, we none of us had any leeway that this was happening. So couldn't prepare. But unfortunately, I have a job here. I can't do it. So hopefully, we'll get a lot of great photos and videos that we can share. But I would suspect that some of our squaddies here are going to be traveling back to Nigeria, especially Tina. And she's going to make us all jealous the whole way through, I'm sure. So that would be amazing. Rosa said, I think Sussexes will travel to Nigeria with Doria. You know, it's so funny. I thought the same thing. It would be, I mean, I would think that Doria would want to go. I mean, it's from her line that Meghan is 40% Nigerian. So I would think that they, you know, maybe they can meet up and get to know the people that if they're family members there in Nigeria, that they can meet. I mean, it would be so amazing. So I would assume that Mama Doria would be on that trip as well, you know, along with the kids. And I mean, I just think it would be amazing. I just think it would be absolutely amazing. I am so excited for it and seeing the photos. Would it be amazing to see Archie, you know, if they allow photography where in, for example, in the events that they're going to be participating, if they, you know, if they may not allow cameras just to protect the children, but it would be amazing if they did some of them to see Archie and Lily with the aunties and uncles. And I don't know, I just something about that I just love. Oh, I can't wait. Ghislaine says, oh, good afternoon, everybody. Today is a great day. Hey, Paddle. Hello, Ghislaine. How are you? It is a fantastic day. Absolutely fantastic day. Of course she's going. It's like Tina's going to know. Of course she's going. And she's going to make us all jealous. And I'm not jealous at all, as you could tell. I am perfectly fine with all this, and I am not jealous at all. So, yes, I did. I mean, I would not. I would expect Tina would be the first one. She probably already booked her flight and everything. So, yeah. But anyways, we'll be in New York just, you know, admiring the photos. What else is going on with this? A little bit more of the article. Let's just move all of the banner there just in case it's hiding anything. Oh, I guess it's not hiding anything, but anyway, banner will be coming back later. And so a little bit more of the article. This is Prince Harry there with the Minister of Defense this was at the Invictus Dusseldorf last year. I love this photo. They were having just a grand old time. There were a lot of dignitaries. The gentleman under Harry's left was one of the Team US that was sitting next to him, and of course on his right is the Minister of the Defense from Nigeria, Alhaji Mohammed Abubakar Badaru. And so this clip from the article, it says the visit, meaning Harry and Meghan's visit, is to consolidate Nigeria's stronghold at the game and the possibility of hosting the event later years. The Honorable Minister of Defense, Alhaji Mohammed Abubakar Badaru, who was at Germany at last year's event, has accepted to host the games when granted to Nigeria. So this is so amazing to see where Nigeria came from. I mean, we knew Nigeria when they just, you know, announced like, oh, Nigeria is going to be part of Invictus. And then they weren't even supposed to be at the games last year originally. But then they did so well in adapting and learning wheelchair volleyball and basketball and all the other adaptive sports that they were like, sure, you can come on to the games. And we remember what an amazing time that was. I just love their passion. I love they just embraced this whole thing and just grabbed it with both hands. And it's like, this is our games. And look at, they are now already thinking, we want to host this games, you know, and I love that passion. We saw the same thing from Poland, and I think it was Italy was another one, and South Korea. They're all like, we want to host. And then you think of the other games that nobody wants to host. No wonder they want Invictus to be in the UK in 2027. No wonder, because everybody wants it, and now it's just like, oh, really? You mean other people want it? Let's. This is our games. We should have it. I hope they go to South Korea. and or Nigeria if they're prepared and if they're ready to host it. Hey, why not? So yeah, but it's just really, I'm really excited. But this is one of my favorite photos from the games last year. So they looked like just having a grand old time. I mean, Harry just have a grand old time no matter what anyway. So it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. So thank you, a Minister of Defense, Al Haji Mohammed Abukar Badaru. Thank you very much. And also, you think of David Weissman and Derek, I think it's Alcona. Oh, I forgot Derek's last name, who were instrumental in bringing Team Nigeria to the Invictus Games. So yeah, so this is one of the things I was waiting for too when I first saw the article was official confirmation. So the defense HQ Nigeria posted this earlier today, and so very, very, now it's official. And this is the official press release from the Ministry of Defense, or at least the defense headquarters. And so pretty much what we just read a minute ago, about the invitation to Nigeria. And what is so interesting about it is some of the responses about it. Of course, squaddies are jumping for joy, and it's sort of upended this whole Harry. We'll get to that in a second. Harry going to the UK, because that was supposed to be the narrative. Oh, is Meghan coming? Is she not? Are they bringing the kids? Are they not? Is they going to be visiting his sick father or not? Are they going to be visiting Kate, his sister from another mother? Are they going to be visiting her? Is he going to be visiting the brother? Are they going to be I mean, the whole narrative. They had this whole narrative planned out. The UK had this whole thing planned out of all you can think of. Just as a squaddie, you have all the headlines down pat because that's where they're going to hit. And then this whole news just appended all of it. And all of a sudden, nobody cares about him going to the UK. It's like kicked to the side. And everyone's like, oh, he's going to Africa. He's going to Nigeria. I mean, thing is, oh, I should have brought it in, but CBS, NBC, AP, Associated Press, everyone is covering this Harry and Meghan going to Nigeria thing. And it's just like, see, that's all they have to do. And the thing about it, Harry and Meghan literally have not said a word. They have not said a word. Yes, their office confirmed when the press obviously contacted their office for obviously, to verify all of this stuff, and they definitely confirmed it, but they have really not said a word other than them just confirming and saying, yes, we are going. And so but anyway, this is the press release. They, of course, in the headline, they left out the H of Meghan's name, but that's okay. They got it correctly in the body of of the text. But this is the official press release from the defense headquarters. So yeah, and it's exactly what I just read a minute ago. So very, very cool, very, very excited. And so Derek, this is Derek here with Harry, who he is the one that has been instrumental in getting Team Nigeria together, getting it ready, and getting it to the games, along with obviously David Weissman, the entire team from Invictus Games, and very importantly, the Nigerian government. He has been instrumental in that, not only in Nigeria, but also working with the team from Kenya as well. So don't be surprised if you see Kenya at the next games, because the Kenya, I think it was a minister of something. She was also at the games last year. And so very, very, would be very interesting if the team from Kenya is ready to go for the next games. But we will see. But Derek here has been instrumental. So he retweeted, as you could not retweet or reposted, I should say. He reposted the Daily Times of Nigeria story here, as you can see at the bottom. Derek Koka, That's him there. And so I swear him and David Weissman are brothers from another mother. They're so like twins. It's so funny. It was really funny watching them especially during the last games in Dusseldorf. And of course we remember this, and there's all of them with Mahali and Ngozi. Oh, Amira and Ngozi Lolo. And this is the time when they gave Meghan her African name, Amira and Ngozi Lolo. That's, and of course it means I think I just said warrior princess, Amira warrior princess, and Ngozi is blessed, and Lolo is wait, I forgot. I forgot I have to go all the way back to get it. I'll go back and get it in a second. But we know she's blessed warrior princess. Yes. Oh, royal wife. I think it is royal wife. And so warrior princess. So it's a blessed warrior princess royal wife. Or a blessed royal wife who is a warrior princess, and Mahali is a warrior. So you got two warriors there. So amazing. But this is Meghan's naming ceremony, as we remember from Dusseldorf. So this team was just so much fun. If you guys remember, they were just having a blast at the game. So very, very, very exciting. And this, of course, the person in green on the extreme right, and that is Peacemaker, and he's the one that won the gold medal, and he's the one that we did the spotlight on. As you can see, if you just go on our channel, you'll see the spotlight on him. And so very, 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 very exciting. And hopefully can be able to talk to others as well on the team. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that I can get more spotlight interviews with some of the other members of the team. And I'd definitely love to talk to Derek as well. So fingers crossed we'll get them before Harry and Meghan get to Nigeria. That would be amazing. So yes. What else? Meghan Harry, man. I hope Mr. Harriman reposted these on X with the hearts. It was so wonderful but as you can see the date there, Misan posted these photos back then, Meghan's naming ceremony photos with the Nigerian team. He posted those back then, and then he also posted the black and white today with the hearts. And of course, we know Misan is also Nigerian, or at least from Nigerian heritage. I think he was born in the UK, but his family is Nigerian, and so he shares that with Meghan. And so he is very happy about this. And so I am hoping, I know Misan is filming his documentary thing right now, but I am hoping that he is going on that trip with them, because I want to see Misan's photo. I mean, who best to capture Harry and Meghan in Nigeria, and if they're going to other countries in Africa, who best to capture it than someone who is from Nigeria, who has the heart and the passion of the people. And it's just like, that's his people. And so I'm hoping that Misan is going along on this trip, even if it's just for the Nigeria trip, because again, he is doing his documentary. So I have no idea what his schedule is, but I'm hoping he is the photographer for that. So yeah. Kim Peaches says, Petal, I want to see Prince Archie taking pictures of his mother's ancestral home. Priceless. That would be priceless. That would be amazing. And I hope he did get a Leica camera, because as a photographer, I am definitely advocating for Prince Archie to get a Leica. So there you go. I don't even have a Leica, but I am advocating that he was able to break Meghan down and get that Leica. I don't care that he's only 4. He is a photographer, therefore he needs a Leica. So there you go. I am all behind Prince Archie there. Let's see. Oh, Kim Peaches also says, H&M are saying, how you like me now? Winning. Go get your other crown, Princess Amira. There you go. I think the funny part about this, though, is that Harry and Meghan were invited to come. This is a Commonwealth country, and the British press are like, they're going to a Commonwealth country. How dare they? Well, the Commonwealth country wants them. They invited them. They didn't invite themselves. The Commonwealth country wanted them. So yeah, if they wanted you, they'd ask you. So they didn't. So there. That's all I got to say on that. So there you go. Me being petty. Joy Buzz says, Harry and Meghan are loved everywhere around the world. Those in Britain that said they're nothing without titles, yet the others with titles in Britain are being outshined by the Sussexes. I know, right? And Harry and Meghan have not said a word. They have not said anything, including ARO, which we'll get to in a second, but they have not said a word. It's just, they're just sitting there doing their stuff, and the world is just like, oh, you're doing something? Let's broadcasting. Let's give them free publicity. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. So he says, I want Miss Anne to take the first public picture of the children. Well, I would say the first one was, he already took one for baby Lily's I think her birthday, yes, for her birthday. So he already took those. And so, but as I don't know if the Sussexes would want their kids' faces be made public. They want to keep that private just to protect them. But however they do it, I agree. I would love to see Miss Anne be the one to do it. So yeah. Sonia says, Petal, you sound like a spoiler auntie. You would give the kids everything they want. No, not everything, just the camera. I am very partial to photographers. If you listen to me, I am very, very very much an advocate for photographers. I am partial to a fault for photographers. Just give them everything they want. Any technology a photographer want, they have it. Now, other things I'd be like, no, you're not having that. But whether it's camera, any camera gear, lenses, whatever you need, I am all for it. So yeah. So yes, I will be that auntie. Other stuff, not so much. Camera, yes. So let's say, Sharon Marcia Lawrence Hunter. Oh my goodness, Sharon. Sharon says, why is the UK worrying about Meghan and Harry trip? Ain't the future queen and king when anniversary? Oh, that's right. I don't see nobody. Okay, where is Kate past future cake, and where is Kate past future cake? And I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I do agree. Why are they worrying about the Sussexes? And why? Yeah, it's supposed to be, I think, today, Kate and William's anniversary. They should focus on that. I think that would be nice. Joy says, well, a Commonwealth country has invited Harry and Meghan to their country. Who's to say the others will also invite them? It says a lot for Charles to go to the upcoming Commonwealth meeting and his younger son and wife being requisite. I mean, it's we talked about that a little bit before. It is really weird that Charles, in spite of his challenges and his health challenges, as he says, that William has not decided to pick up, he said he would pick up the slack for his father. And he's in every situation, he seemed to have turned it all down. So very, very interesting there. And now they're like, Camilla has been leading the family. Well, the truth to be told, she has. I'm not here for Camilla, but William has not stepped up. And Camilla actually has. Mind you, not, they don't have a lot of work that they talk about, but compared to the little work that she did before, I guess the little that she's doing extra is, at least, it's more than William and Kate has done. So in that sense, she is stepping up. So yeah. Gwen says, they still can't fight missing Kate. I don't think anybody can. When I said, at the beginning of all this mess, don't expect this woman back until next year, I wasn't kidding. Don't expect her back until next year. So there you go. I was not kidding when I say that. Because And don't be surprised if her early childhood thingy that she's doing is gone by the wayside either, because she never seemed all that excited about that anyway. So, anyways, back to our faves. Let's see. And someone posted this on X, and I never knew. I didn't know Princess Diana had a Nigerian trip. Of course, I know, like, she was in Angola and stuff like that. So I wasn't surprised that she had a trip to Nigeria. I just didn't know. And it's the first time I'm seeing these photos. And then I realized, like, how little I really knew about the royal family before Meghan, because I didn't even know to go look up for these pictures because I never knew they were there. And so thank you to the squaddy that posted these photos yesterday, because I was just like, oh, I had no idea. When I tell you, I knew I always loved Princess Diana. I just had no idea what, her work. I had no idea what she did or where she went. And so I'm learning as I go with all of these stuff. And so I'm grateful for the squaddy that posted this, because I didn't even know to look, because I didn't know she was in Nigeria. And so it's weird that I'm only now seeing these photos. Maybe they were circulating and I just missed them. But it's just like, this is her part of her Nigerian trip. So I'd be interested. I didn't get a chance to go in and read what went on in the trip and all the things she did in Nigeria, but it was very cool to see. It was like, oh, she was some Nigerian aunties in the back there. So very, very cool. So and again, Harry walking his mother's footsteps while William stays home. Talk about home, UK. Yes, Prince Harry, much to my chagrin, and maybe a lot of squaddies were groaning when they saw this, like everyone else. Invictus Games Foundation will celebrate 10 years of changing lives and saving lives with a service of Thanksgiving at St. Paul Cathedral on May 8th. We will be joined by our patron, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, actor Damian Lewis, and members of the worldwide Invictus community. And of course, when Peace was here the last time, Peace confirmed that he was going to be there. She is also invited to the service. So Peace will be our reporter. Hopefully she's able to get some good photos and videos for us. And so she will be our roving reporter at the service. So very, very exciting. I'm hoping that we can do a live with her. Hopefully, maybe not, but at least get a couple of good videos of Harry and all their goings on there at the service of Thanksgiving. And so CBS also covered it along with a bunch of other US outlets. Says Prince Harry is expected to return. Of course, yes, now he is. We know for sure he's returning to the UK for the first time since he made a quick trip to visit his father, King Charles III, after his cancer diagnosis became public this year. And the Prince and the Invictus Games Foundation announced Sunday, that he's going to go. The Prince will give a reading during the service at the St. Paul's Cathedral, while actor Damian Lewis will recite a poem, and which I think is the Invictus poem that he's going to be reciting. It was not immediately clear if immediately clear if Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, would be making the trip from California, where they live with their 2 children. And apparently it's been confirmed that Meghan will not be in attendance. So we don't know, because we don't know when they're leaving for Nigeria. Some news outlets in the UK are presupposing that Meghan is going to go ahead of Harry and then he'll join her in Nigeria, or maybe she'll just come and, I don't know, stay at an airport or something, or go to another country while he does that and Harry made up with her and then they fly off to Nigeria. Who knows? We don't even know when they're going to Nigeria. People are just guessing all over the place. And so, the cool thing is that he has Damian Lewis. And if we all remember when Harry did the late night show, one of the things when he was talking to James Corden about James Corden had asked him, like, who he would choose to play himself in a movie. And he's like, Damian, he couldn't remember the last name. And he's like, and so James Corden's like, oh, Damian Lewis. He chose Damian to be the person that would play him. And of course, James Corden thought he could play William, which I'm sure, why not? Who cares who play William? Who plays William? And so Harry was like, well, that's casting. Well, not great casting, but it's casting. And so Damian Lewis was the person that Harry would choose. And at least that's what he said on the late night show, that's who he would choose to play him. So it's great that they now have him being a part of Invictus, and he's going to be reading or reciting the Invictus poem while Harry would be doing some other kind of reading as well. So very, very, I mean, it's exciting. I would have rather Harry done, a video link or something and not have to go there. But I would assume he will not be there too long. Maybe a day or two. Who knows what he'll be doing? People are already speculating whether he's going to go visit family members. And so all the think pieces and the podcasts and the news shows are all like, oh, is he going to be visiting his dad? Is he going to be visiting his brother? Is his brother going to be, outraged and, blast him in the press like, oh, he doesn't want to waste his time on Harry. Is he going to reject Harry? Is there going to be olive branches? Are they going to be bridge building with his sister, apparently sister from another mother, Kate? And I'm like, did y'all read Spare at all? And I'm assuming they didn't, or they read it and they just rather believe the lies in their heads. And I'm like, they behave like, I was like, sister. Anyways, if you read Spare, it's all nonsense. And so who knows what Harry's going to do? Nobody knows. Nobody knows how long he's going to be there. Nobody knows if he goes there, then go back to get his family in California, and then they fly out from there to Nigeria. No one knows. So as it stands, we have no idea what Prince Harry is up to then. So yeah, very, very... Jishali says the British the British media is exactly the reason the British monarchy aren't a real family. Very true. They have embedded themselves in the middle of this family, and actually, this so-called family have allowed them to embed themselves in the middle of them, and has torn everything asunder, as that old scripture says, torn it asunder. And so this very fragmented group of people that people still claim is a family is, unless they get the media out of that family of in the middle of that family, so-called family, it will never be healed. There'll never be real reconciliation about anything. And of course, from their angle, Meghan and Harry need to be forgiven. And it's like, I'm telling you, white supremacists, there's like, and narcissistic people, it's always the other person's fault. They would never take responsibility for what they've done and the harm they've caused. Their thing is, if you react to what they've done to you, then you are the bad guy. So this is where we are with all this mess. Unbelievable. Let's see. Kathy Gabby says, Petal will see who from the royal family attends the service. Oh, oddly enough, they've already started the articles on that no one in the royal family will be attending. And apparently either the same day or the day before or whatever, I think it's the same day and around the same times, actually, if the British outlets are to be believed, there is a garden party. They do these summer garden parties at Buckingham Palace. And apparently there is a summer garden party on the same day during the same time. I think the garden party starts from I want to say it's like from 1 to 6 p.m. or something like that. Something to that effect. And the service of Thanksgivings is from 5 to 6:30, something like that. But whatever it is, the both events are happening at the same time. And so you would assume that members of the royal family would be at the garden party. So there's that clash. So they've already started writing about it. So I don't expect anyone to be at that event at all. I don't expect any of the members. And, some of the press had already said that, members of the royal family tend not to either support or publicly show support for others in the family's events or their engagements. But we've seen Charles and Williams attend the Invictus games before, so that negates that whole mess. But I wouldn't expect any one of them to be. I think they are too much enslaved to the media, because the media would bash them if they do. And they, because they have to keep up the, Harry, if they go, then it's like they want the reconciliation, but they want Harry to come groveling. And I don't think them showing up to Invictus event is going to be groveling enough for the press. So they will always do what they think the press wants. Unbelievable. So let's see. Love Wins Movement says, no other royal family in the world behaves like this. It's just embarrassing. I know, right? You have second-hand embarrassment for them. It's just, there is no intelligent life in that institution. There's none. None at all. Let's see what else you guys are saying about this. Terry says, I read that members of the royal family were not invited. Well, there you go. I guess they weren't invited. Hey, I hope that goes the same for the press. And banning all of them from the event too. I hope that goes the same for them. So there. Let's see. Joy says, Charles and William only attended the first IG. They may send Anne. I don't think if Anne is in the country, she's always off and about somewhere. I'm still trying to figure out what it is all her events are about and what impact. I still haven't found out what the impact Anne's events are, but she's always all over the world. So who knows if she's even going to be in the UK when that event happens, which is actually next week. So yeah. Church Nelly says, the garden party over supporting the veterans. Well, apparently the garden parties, as they say, is supporting charities. They invite a bunch of charities, a bunch of people who work with charities, and so this is their thank you to those charities. So that could be their reasoning for it. Because that's usually what they say the garden parties are. You wouldn't know that from the coverage of it, because it's usually all about the royals and what they're wearing the majority of the time. And then they're putting a little blurb at the end about some of the charities that are a part of these garden parties. But apparently that's what they're supposed to be for. But their mainstream press don't report it as such. So yeah, it's just like, yeah. So again, it's supposedly about the charities. But again, yeah, for the royals, it's great time to show off a new outfit or to be royal. So yeah, let's see what else you guys are saying. Actually, let me what else I have moving on from this. But I wish Harry didn't go. I wish he just stayed in California and sent a video or do a live link or something. But again, it's his home. And so the big thing, people are like, well, where is he going to stay? And it's like, well, a hotel. There are hotels in the UK, right? So the same thing he did the last time he was here, stay in a hotel and then leave. So there you go. That's what I expect. And this is actually kind of cool. I didn't know this was a thing. Books to Africa UK is an organization that sends a lot of books to, I guess, different parts of the world where people are in a situation where they're not able to purchase because these books are expensive. Hardcover books are very expensive, and some people just don't have the means. And you want to make sure that people be able to read the books that you like, whatever. So this organization's Books to Africa UK says Prince Harry's book is now on its way to Africa. We keep you updated on who receives it. And so that was a video posted on January 19th by this very lovely gentleman. They did a video of how they process the book and tag the book, and they tag it with that yellow tag you see in the second photo, and where in the bin they have like tons of books. So they have all of these bins, and so when it reaches up to 1,000 books, they ship it off to some parts of Africa. And so today this Books of Africa reported on the people in Nigeria who got the book. And so here we are, and obviously the book that this one of many books that they received was Spare by Prince Harry. So Books to Africa posted this. It says, Prince Harry donated book Spare. Prince Harry's donated book Spare has finally arrived at its new home at the Air Force Girls a military school in Jos, Nigeria. The officers were delighted to receive this book and are eager to draw lessons from Prince Harry's life and career in the military. So I'm glad they sent it to a military school. And so I didn't even know there was a girls' military school in Nigeria. So there we go. But what better way to learn and to gain life experience, information and stuff like that from a vet. And so this is really wonderful, great choice. So it was actually, I didn't know that was there. And so it was great to see them, how they process it. And now it's in the hands of the military school in Nigeria. So there we go. Everything about Nigeria. I know some people on X were like, they already got that. We already have it online. And I think sometimes we forget that, yes, not everyone has access to audiobooks. Not everyone have access to finances, even though they may have finances. They don't have disposable cash to go buy some expensive books. And so some people are being really snappy about it. It's like, no, not everyone have the means to buy it. But you want everyone to have an opportunity to read it. And so there you go. That's why you donate it either to a library or something like that. So people, don't have to be if they want to read something, don't have to be shelling out money that they could go to more important things for them. But you also want them to enjoy the opportunity to read a book. And so whoever donated it, thank you. I just thought it was a great thing. So yeah. And finally, Mindy Kaling, we saw her getting ARO's strawberry jam. And so she's discovered a new way to eat the jam with roti. Hey, with roti bread. Here you go. I love roti bread. I miss the Trinidadian one with the chana in it. Ooh, the best. And so she posted this, roti in American Riviera Orchard, strawberry preserves, jam, Mindy, we're keeping the word jam, not preserves, jam. Jam is the buzzword. I mean, yes, it's preserves, but it's jam. So there, stick with jam, Mindy. I love Mindy Kaling. So yeah, but anyway, that's all I got. I want to stay in the chat and see what you guys are saying. And let's see. Sonia says, I would prefer if no one from the royal family attends the Invictus service. They have not supported the veterans all this time. Why should they start now? Royal family is trying to push Mike Tyndall onto the IG. I think that's nonsense, deranger nonsense. I seriously doubt anyone in the royal. I mean, I would hope. I mean, they've done and said stupid stuff, but I'd hope they wouldn't do something that stupid. But I mean, Mike Tyndall, I think that's more deranger. Sussex haters come up with these nonsense all the time. So yeah. Joan Commonwealth says roti and jam. What sacrilege? No way. Well, I think it's just the bread though. I don't think it's the roti with all the, if you're from Trinidad, you have the chana, you have the curry chicken and all of that stuff. No, I think it's just the bread. Not the roti. That would be a little nasty. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. You see, when I saw Chrissy Teigen did it, I would have never put bread and jam and bacon and brie together and then fry it in a frying pan, or whatever it is she did in that frying pan. I'd never seen that before in my life. That was a new teaching for me. And so I would have never, ever come up with that or even imagine that combination of things. But another squatty did it and said it was amazing. And there you are. So maybe try some roti bread and ARO jam if and when it comes available. She seemed to enjoy it, I think. So there you go. But yeah, I don't eat meat, so it's like, I wouldn't do the bacon part. But even the way she did it with all that, I was like, oh my goodness, child, you're drowning in oil. But it was very interesting. Khadijah says the number one word for 2024 is jam. Exactly. It's not preserves. I don't care that you think it's preserves. It's jam. We even have a theme song. We're jamming. There you go. We're keeping it a jam. So let the world know. Thank you, Khadijah. Is Nigeria part of the Commonwealth? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I think they are one of the Commonwealth countries. Yep. Um, let's see. Joanne says, oh, wait. I think I jumped on that. Oh, wait. Sorry. This thing keeps jumping. Oh, Joanne says, I love roti. Pedal. We in Barbados raised on roti too. Really? Oh, you know, I've been to Barbados twice, but when I was a kid, and the thing I remember most about Barbados is rice and peas. Not beans, just rice and peas. Do you guys do the rice and peas still? That was the best. But I didn't know you did roti because I never had roti from Barbados. That's interesting. I'm a Trinidadian roti person, so maybe I need to go around New York somewhere to find a Bajan place to find some Barbados roti. I know Jamaica has roti, but it doesn't taste as good as, and Jamaican squatties are now gonna kill me, but I'm sorry, but Trinidadian roti is the best roti. It just even like Indian rotis here is just no, Trinidadian, the spice is different. And so Trinidadian has the best roti ever. But I have to find some Bayesian place to get some Bayesian roti, and maybe I'll get like a Trinidadian roti, Bayesian roti, and a Jamaican roti, and sort of I'm just staying away from the Indian part because that curry is not the curry that I like. But yeah, so but gotta try the Barbados roti. That'll be interesting. But my Bayesian rice and peas, man, I remember that so well, even though I was a kid when I had it. Yes, Bonnie, I know Jamaica has roti too. Yes. But Trinidadian roti is still the best. Trinidad and Tobago roti is still the best. You can have your jerk chicken. I give you jerk chicken, but you can't have the roti. The roti is Trinidad and Tobago. So there you go. I'm staking my claim. Just like Tina and jollof rice. She's like, Nigerian jollof rice is the best. Of course, Pam thinks Ghana's the best, but we'll leave them to that. So let's see. Um Janet says, I agree from Nostrand Avenue in Brooklyn. Wait, you agree that Trinidad and Roti is the best? I'm assuming there's a Trinidad and Roti place on Nostrand. Oh my gosh, I need to get some. Now I'm talking, I seriously need to get some Trinidadian roti. uh, Church Nelly says, a roti and jollof rice wars. I know. You should hear, like, I'm telling you, you should be an X and you should see the battle that goes on between Ghana and Nigeria. It's like crazy with jollof rice. I'm like, I stay out of it. I've never even had jollof rice. So there you go. I leave that for African countries. Let them battle that out. But I will stake my claim for Trinidadian roti. There you go. See? A Ghanaian squatty. Jollof rice is the Ghanaian jollof rice is the best. See? It never fails. Yep. They will fight to the death on jollof rice. Sonia's like, I have never heard. I never had roti in Jamaica. I have cassava bami. What is cassava? I've never had that. I've had cassava, but I don't know what bami is. Huh. That's interesting. Send me a photo. Facts and 2 cents. Or actually, I could Google it. It's like send me a photo. Ridiculous. I will Google what that is. I don't know what that is. Very interesting. Francilia says, I want conch fritters and pigeon peas and rice. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now the pigeon peas and rice, yes. The conch stuff, I'll leave that alone. But the pigeon peas and rice, ooh. You haven't lived until you've had peas and rice from Barbados, man. It's the best. Sonia said, Trinidad got this one for sure, Pedal. Absolutely. Nobody beats Trinidad and Tobago roti. No one. Trishna says, Anita, Tina would disagree with you. Nigeria jollof rice. I'm telling you, it's a battle to the death on X with the jollof rice. It's so fun. Hey, Karen. Hey, V. Thomas. Hey, Karen, how are you doing? Happy you're here. Let's see. Joan is like, Barbados is not a roti town. Oops. I didn't say it. Joan did. Oops. Love wins movement says, oh man, jerk chicken. Now I'm gonna have to whip whip some of that on my Wednesday meal prep days. So good. Yeah. I had jerk chicken a couple of times. That's when I used to eat meat, and so, or at least chicken, and so, but I don't. I for the last what 6 years maybe now that I don't eat meat anymore, so I haven't had it. But yeah, it was good when I had it. My friend is Jamaican and she made it. It was very, very, very good. So yeah. Let's see. What else are you guys chatting about? Bami is cassava. Oh, it's cassava bread. Oh, I've had cassava bread. My grandma used to make cassava bread. I never heard it called bami before. Okay, because my grandmother used to stay up all night making cassava bread. I remember that as a child. So yes, I grew up on that. I was like, wow, we had these childhood things that I ate as a child. It's like, oh my goodness. Let's see. Joan says peas and rice is exactly West Indian. Of course. I mean, you're not, you haven't lived unless you've had West Indian rice and peas. So yeah, and stewed chicken or whatever it is. Yep. Let's see. Um. Uh, Sonia says, I thought it was a jam war, but I see it's a roti war. It's a jam war, a roti war, and a jollof rice war. Pick your battle. And pick it wisely. Make sure you could win. So yeah. Love movement says cassava bread is a traditionally Nigerian food too. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wow. Well, it's also we all we all came from Africa in some ways, so there you go. Yeah, it's definitely. I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, and I grew up in Tobago, and my grandmother used to make that all through my childhood. I mean, she would make a whole bunch of things. She would make oils. She would make cassava bread. They would make something called pone. I mean, it just yeah, very interesting. Karen says Guyana make the best roti. Oh, nice. Bite your tongue, Karen. Bite your tongue. It's like Guyana make the best roti. Dal, puri, pilori, and bara. Yummy, yummy. Child, you have not had Trinidad and Tobago roti. That is absolutely for sure. You have not had it, because if you had it, you would not say this. I am going to say this. So you and I are going to have to battle this to the death. So yeah. I'm sure Guyana has really good roti, but not as good as Trinidad and Tobago roti. So there you go. Joan is like, Sonia, it became a roti war because of Mindy. I know. And she called it preserves the nerve. Mindy, it's jam, honey. Jam, jam, jam. Sonia says, oh no, Jamaica got rice and peas in the bag. Well, I have not had Jamaican rice and peas. I only had the Barbados, well, other than my own country. But for me, the rice and peas that I had from Barbados is like, woo. I mean, how many years later, and I'm still thinking about that rice and peas. It was good. So I have to say I haven't tried Jamaicans. So maybe I have to do that so I could compare. Let's see. Alex and Man, internet marketeer. Oh, Alex, hello. Says, don't forget Jamaican jerk pork. Oh, I never heard of jerk pork before. I don't or ever eat pork, but this is very interesting. I have to find out about jerk pork. That's very good to know. Very good to know. Is there a battle with jerk pork and jerk chicken? Which is the best? That'd be our Jamaican squaddies could battle it out. Which is the best, jerk pork or jerk chicken? um, Joan says, yes, Guyana has good roti as Trini. Bite your tongue, Joan. Bite your tongue. No, not as good. I gotta say, bite your tongue. Let's see. Vanzola says, correction, field peas with snaps. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. I'm telling you, Caribbean food is the best. I don't know if how many of you like moved from the Caribbean to the US, but my big thing moving here, it was so hard to eat American food when I moved here because from the Caribbean, you have all of these flavors, and my mouth was used to flavors and combination of tastes and stuff. And it was so challenging to eat out. And it was just like for probably the first 2 years, I didn't want to eat out because the only thing I tasted was salt. It was either bland or salty, and I couldn't taste any flavors at all because in the Caribbean, you season your meats and you season everything, and they have all of these flavors. And it was so challenging. So to this day, I don't gravitate to American food because my mouth, even after all these years, is still not acclimated to it. So I will more stick with Caribbean stuff or Asian food in anything because it's really wild how I still haven't, because the only thing I can usually taste is the salt and not the seasonings, and I need the seasonings and the different flavors. So yeah, our whole podcast now has become about food, just in case you're tuning in and you're wondering. Yes, we talked about Harry, and Meghan going to Nigeria. We talked about them, much to our chagrin, going to, well, at least Harry going to the UK. And now we're on Mindy talking about preserves instead of jam. And so now we're on a food fight. So there you go. Now you've caught up to our whole podcast. So yeah. Let's see. Perlita says, but we Jamaicans got to make some rice and peas someday. Yes, yes, yes. I need to go find some Jamaican rice and peas because again, other than my country, is the only one I really gravitate to would be Bajan. So Bajan rice and peas. So there. Oh, seriously? Bonnie says jerk pork started before jerk chicken. Who knew? And it's funny because now everybody talks about jerk chicken and not jerk pork. That's very interesting. Huh. I did not know that. Very, very interesting. Cynthia says jerk pork is delicious. My sister makes a really good jerk pork. Well, there you go. This is my new thing that I learned today. This is wonderful. Huh. Very interesting. Naughty Doctor. Hey, Naughty Doctor, how are you? Naughty Doctor says, we have reputable quality military schools in Nigeria. The Nigerian Defense Force is one of the toughest and well-trained in Africa. There you go. I didn't really know much about the Nigerian Defense Force before, obviously, the team. And talking to Peacemaker, just a little bit about his experience in the force and stuff like that. So it's good to know. Very, very good to know. And I think Invictus is definitely opening up a lot of our eyes who didn't really know much about Jamaica, Nigeria, and what's there. And so very interesting. And I look forward to seeing all the different organizations that Harry and Meghan are going to be working with, not just like charities, but organizations that are doing great things that they can connect with. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you, Nutty Doctor, for this info. I appreciate it. Let's see. Claudia is standing up for her jerk pork and jerk chicken. Jamaica does both jerk pork and jerk chicken. Well, I'm telling you, you've cornered the market on jerk anything. So there you go. Jerk pork, jerk chicken, and whatever else you jerk. I am telling you, you have definitely cornered the market on that one. So I give that all to you. There you go. Wait, there's a Grenada roti? Huh. Sharon, Petal, have you tried Grenada roti? I have not. I didn't know there was a Grenada roti. I had no idea. Thank you. My goodness. So there are some things that I need to find a Grenada restaurant out here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go Google one to try it. Very interesting. So I gotta get the Barbados, the Guyana, and now the Grenada roti. I'll be full for a while. Very, very interesting. Thank you for that info, Sharon. I appreciate it. I'm going to get all our Caribbean countries in there. Very exciting. Let's see. Joan says, go to Sybil's Paddle. It's at Parsons and Hillside, roti and pastry. Oh, so okay, so I have to go Google where Sybil's is and to get some roti. I hope they have vegetarian or vegan roti. That would be amazing. I hope it's vegetarian. So that would be, oh my goodness. Now my mouth is watering. Oh yes, bus up shots is the best. Pilau is the best. Oh my gosh, you have not lived if you have not had bus up shots and pilau. Oh my gosh, and I could smell the hot sauce right now. I can literally smell the hot sauce because my grandmother used to make hot sauce at home because we grew pepper trees and stuff. And oh, I mean, your eyes will be watering for days because of, it's so hot, but it's amazing. Oh, it's amazing. Gwen says, have never heard of rice and peas together. Gwen, where have you been? Oh my gosh. Oh, Gwen. Really? Wow, Gwen, I'm telling you, we gotta get you to some like Caribbean restaurants, man. It is amazing you have not lived. So yeah. Let's see. Joan is like, Mindy started a fight. Hope she knows about it. I hope so. Rachel says I'm Kenyan and I wouldn't mess with the Nigerian army. Oh my goodness. So yeah. Oh, Kenya. I know right now, we're joking with food and stuff, but Kenya is going through a really hard time right now. They're in the middle of a really bad flood. I think 71 people have lost their lives in Kenya in the last day or so. So they are having massive flooding, as with, we've seen this throughout where different countries in Africa have experienced some really horrific flooding. And that's where what we do in this part of the world very rarely affects us. And if it does, we have the infrastructure to be able to somehow, make sure the damage isn't as much. There are parts of Africa that don't have that kind of infrastructure. They don't, and they bear the brunt. And Africa has the lowest carbon emission of any, or lowest carbon footprint of any country, of any continent, yet they suffer the brunt of what we do here. And so, case in point, Kenya is going through it right now. So I am so sorry, Rachel. I hope your family is okay in Kenya. And, it's a lot. So, but let's see, couple more before we end and I go and run off. Now I'm wishing I could find a roti place. I know where I live, I don't have a roti place, so I have to do it another day. Dee says, Gwen, you need to find a Jamaican restaurant. It's rice and kidney beans with coconut milk and spices. Delish. I'm telling you. And I think one of the things with the Caribbean too, you have all these wonderful flavors in there that is just like, ooh, your mouth sings. It sings when you eat. You're like, oh, yeah. It makes you want to savor your food just to have the flavors in your mouth, So yeah. Boo Boo Romero. Hello, Boo Boo Romero. I haven't seen you on here before, but so welcome. Says, I always have to drive down to the Bronx to get good Jamaican food, but I hear it is better in Brooklyn. Well, there's a Caribbean neighborhood out in Brooklyn, so I'm gonna have to be venturing out there. So yeah. Jonah's like, fight Grenada roti, no way, unless Trini or Guyanese. Hey, we have the roti war now going on. Trinidad, Guyana, Grenada, Barbados. We have a roti battle. Let's see. Cookies and Cream, our awesome moderator, is just sitting back enjoying. She's like, all these different foods sound so delicious. It's like, she's like, I'm not battling anything. I'm just going to sit back here and enjoy the sound and the smells and imagine the smells and tastes of all this food. Thank you, our awesome moderator, Cookies and Cream. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Nash. I appreciate it. Thank you for buying your, And I keep forgetting to do the sound thing and steal the sound thing from Baron. Thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate your support. Jerry says, I will put Trinidad on top of the roti chart, followed by Grenada, then Guyana, and Barbados. Thank you, Terry. Of course, Trinidad is on top of the of the roti chart. Alan Alan says, Panel, congratulations on starting the great squatty food war of 2024. You know what? If you get roti, you're welcome, Alan. I'm happy to start this food war, but I didn't. Mindy Kaling did. So yeah, I just jumped in and sort of escalated the whole thing. But why don't we, if you get roti, definitely send me a photo and faxon2cents@gmail.com and I will post it on here, and we can compare all our roti photos and see, we can imagine the taste, but we can describe our experience on here with our roti. So there you go. So if you come across roti, or you go off to wherever, Brooklyn or the Bronx or wherever you find your roti, definitely send me a photo, and then I'll post it on here, and we can we can continue our food war. So here we go. Let's see. Claudia Sim says, in most homes in Jamaica, on a Sunday, rice, peas, and chicken is the main dish. Yeah, in Tobago as well. Rice and peas, or and chicken, or is definitely fish sometimes, but my grandmother usually have to chase us around the yard to make us eat fish, because neither of us, my sister and I, we hated fish. And so unless she chased us and basically forced us to eat it, we won't. That was my whole experience of us running away from eating fish. And many other healthy stuff my grandmother wanted us to eat, because she thought it was good for the hair and the skin. And it's like, oy. Now I appreciate it, but then it was like, woman, leave me alone. So yeah. Church Nelly says, tell Pamela I said hello, stranger. Oh, I definitely will. So yeah. But she works during the day, and she's just busy. So there you go. Cynthia says St. Vincent has great roti also. Really? I had no idea. The restaurant BJ's in Kingston makes great roti. Huh. Very interesting. I didn't know St. Vincent. I love St. Vincent, actually. I was there also when I was a child. And very, very exciting. I love the black sand beaches in St. Vincent. That was really, really one of my fun childhood experiences being there. So yeah. That's the one thing my grandmother always, like during the summertime, always wanted us to go see other Caribbean islands. So I appreciate her doing that. So yeah. Gwen says, don't eat fish either. Yeah, I never liked fish. The only time I really enjoyed fish was salmon. And I was in Wyoming. I told you guys being in Wyoming, and the gentleman who we were staying with, they have all this massive amount of land, and so they have a massive amount of animals, and then also access to a lot of seafood and stuff like that. And he grilled, I think, salmon on applewood. When they do the grill thing outside, and he'd use applewood or something like that. It was the most amazing thing. I couldn't believe it was salmon. I gobbled that thing up, but that was my really big experience with fish. Other than that, I stay away. But that was just like, oh, that's salmon. It tasted so good. And it didn't smell fishy. And I think that was one of the things with me and fish. I don't like the smell. And so this didn't smell fishy. And it tasted amazing, actually. I think it's the apple. He said it's the applewood that gave it the flavor, I guess. Whatever. But it was interesting. Marcia says, hi, squatties. Just came back from Jamaica. Ooh, where Harry and Meghan are truly loved. I ate like a pig. I ate like a pig. Oxtail, goat, curry goat, rice and peas, mangoes, nasberries. I don't know what that is. Jackfruit, ackee, okay, and saltfish. Ooh, yes, gym time. Well, at least you enjoyed your food. So there you go. You went and you ate and enjoyed your meal. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So thank you for sharing that experience with us. I have to go see what is it called, nasa berries? I don't know what that is. I'd never heard that before. Very interesting. Gwen says she eats but I eat salmon cakes. Pink salmon. Okay. Very interesting. Very, very cool. Let's see. Thank you, Gwen. Let's see. Vanzola says raised on seafood that we caught ourselves. All types of seafood. Yeah, if you're in the Caribbean, like, yeah, you definitely, the food that my family, like the seafood, all of it, you went and catch it yourself. Because I think just about every island, I would think, worked the same way, where we all had boats. I mean, living by the, having a beachfront home it means a very different thing in the Caribbean than it does here. And here it's like a multi-million-dollar home if you're living by the beach. In the Caribbean, that's just where your property is and that's where your family live. And it's not a big deal to have a boat in the Caribbean. It's just about everybody have one, and especially a fishing boat, just about everyone have one. So the same thing with us, like we my cousins and my family all have boats, and they would go out and catch fish. And a lot of times they would come and then have a cookout on the beach. They would do a big catch, come and do a big cookout on the beach, and everybody just hang out on the beach and eat. It just was a normal way of life in the Caribbean. So I always laugh when people, here it's like having these beachfront things, this major things, and it's like, in the Caribbean, that's just, it's just normal. It's just a normal way of life. So very, very interesting. Let's see. Sharon says salmon doesn't normally smell fishy, maybe because it's fresh water. Could be. Yeah, I mean, that's, the real reason I was, because I can't stand the smell of fish. I just can't stand it. Let's see. So a couple more before we end. Oh, I love this food this food discussion that we've or food fight, really. So yeah. Couple more fears. Anything else before we go? It's just like, okay, people, you're all making me hungry. Sorry, Church Nelly. We're all going off to eat. I'm going off to eat now myself. So there you go. Now, yeah, with all this food talk, definitely making me hungry. Let's see. I think that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for celebrating our faves, going to Nigeria, and not so much going to the UK, but Nigeria. We'll just skip by that and just stay focused on Nigeria. And fingers crossed we get lots of beautiful photos, lots of beautiful video. Fingers crossed we get some, if they allow Archie and Lily and they're all their friends in Africa to be. I mean, I'm just looking forward to that. So, and fingers crossed Misan is there, the one being the one taking those photos. I just hope so with all my heart that Misan is the one doing it. So anyways, thank you guys so much. Thank you. First of all, thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia, Trishnelli, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, and Black Queen. You're amazing, even though some of you aren't here today, but thank you so much for just hanging out, and not just hanging out, but taking care of the chat in every way. Thank you for keeping it safe and fun. And to our wonderful 2 Cents crew who support the chat monthly, and to all of you who support in the chat, whether it's super chat, super thanks, just straight up donations. I appreciate it so much. Or if you support via PayPal and Cash App, I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much. Again, definitely, if you have not, subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. Anyway, have a great day, guys. I love you all, and I shall chat with you, Lord willing, tomorrow. Bye.